Hey my girly pup gumdrops, just so you know, the video you're about to watch, the audio is how you say not good, okay? Because why make life easy and have good audio when you could struggle? So the audio doesn't sound good. I don't really know what happened, but I still wanted to share the video with you anyway and hope that I don't mess up again. Don't hold me to that though. So I hope you enjoy and thanks for watching. Is this close enough? You don't mind if I clean up, right? You didn't know I was gonna do the setup after I started filming. Creators wanna be like me. No, please, you go first. Okay, I'm going on a comedy tour. You thought I was gonna scream, didn't you? I'm going on a comedy tour. I started comedy in March, and some people wanna help me create a 35-minute show. That starts in February. It is a couple months from that. So I basically have 4 months to make a 35-minute comedy special from scratch. Why, you ask? I have old material that I don't like, that doesn't feel like me. And so I am starting fresh. Is this delusional and ambitious and maybe a little bit impossible? I just wanted to give you an inside scoop, bring you along for what was about to go on, dude. From comedy writing to the joke development to the actual getting up on stage. I want to come up with 35 amazing minutes of material. I want to be able to create the best show so people take me serious as a comic. What am I doing? Oh, I show. You stay. I'm coming. Oh, I do have an outline of my half hour. I know I did work without you. I'm so sorry. It's just the outline. Don't mind how disorganized this actually is. I have an opening section, which is really TBD. It's under construction. I don't love what I say right now. I have a coming out section. Who's a gay comic who doesn't tell their coming out story? I have a child of divorce section because... And then lastly, I have a section about being engaged to my beautiful lady, Sugar Plum, Bootylicious, Fatty, Boss, Babe, Beyonce. And I have an ending. For me, I love comedians like Daniel Sloss or Caleb Perrin or Taylor Tomlinson or Liza Schlesinger. Oh god, I butchered that name. I like telling a story. I started social media with storytelling, and of course I would talk 1,000,000 miles per hour in one breath, and it was probably annoying, and you probably didn't understand what I'm saying. See, when I'm doing it right now. So it's the thing that I want to do. I don't just want to do setup and punchline as a joke. I don't want to be topical. I want it to be about me. I want it to be about who I am in this blarb. Hopefully, when you walk away from the show, you walk away feeling like you know me. It is currently October 15th, 7:47 p.m. Day 1, week 1. Potentially an impossible task, and you're coming along with me. Wish me luck. Also, it is so late. Like, that is pure darkness. I feel like a night owl because of this freaking comedy thing. So let's get started. Say hi.
Hi.
Any words?
What do you want for dinner?
Quoted Jordan Rand, what do you want for dinner? Maybe that's the name of the special. Oh, I don't have a title! Things that I need to get. Title, headshots, the will to live, probably water because I haven't drank any all day, and yep. I have no idea how people stay organized in comedy writing because I have a big long doc on Google Docs. I have, first of all, I got this as a birthday gift from a freaking friend. Are you kidding me? Look at that. That's her art. Amazing. I have this book that I've been scribbling in, and I also have a writing tablet. I write everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. Forehead kiss. No. Do not smell my face. Hey! Ugh. Why couldn't you write 30 minutes of comedy? Oh, I don't know. Because I have a fiance that's sniffing me. I don't have a pre-writing ritual. I kind of just write. The thing that I do like to do though is I usually like to put on one of my favorite comics and I'll just put their special on and then hope that it gets the joke writing juices going. The biggest thing with comedians, they don't want to post their material because then they're gonna burn material, and then by the time their audience gets to the show, it's like they've already heard the joke. They might giggle, but they might not hee hee ha ha in a big way. Right now I'm trying to write 2 separate categories of jokes. Jokes that I think are going to go into the show, the special, whatever you want to call it, and then jokes that I want to use for clips. But the thing is I don't want the jokes that I use for clips to be bad. I don't want it to just be hacky throwaway jokes. Even now on Instagram, I haven't loved all the jokes that I've been posting on there because some of them are 6 seconds of me just saying random, stupid, silly stuff. I want it to be something that potentially gives you an insight into what that joke is. First joke that I'm working on for the clip that won't be in the show is I'm not religious because I'm gay, but because I went to school. And then I never finished reading the Bible, you know, the normal self-help book that everybody reads, because I got as far as the story of Noah's Ark, then stopped because it turns out the rest of the book was not about animals having a party on a yacht. That's not the fully developed joke, that's just like the idea of it. Something about my fiance and I don't want to have kids because we both have dads. something about introducing my fiance to my mom, aka now her favorite child. I'm an only child, and anytime I introduce someone to my mom, they are the favorite, and it's never me. My fiance and I go to couples therapy, and I want to say something about that. I love couples therapy, and I think it is the best thing that we have ever done. I also just kind of want to not poke fun of, just make a joke revolving around the concept. So those are the clips and the jokes that I'm trying to develop for this week to post online. The topics that I'm trying to work on for my 30-minute show this week are, I feel like my opening might be something about shaving my head at the beginning of this year, something about being a leash child, because I was a leash child. I feel like that's a crazy thing to be. Making an analogy of child divorce to camping, an analogy for coming out. Right now, the only thing I have is like, coming out is similar to being vegan. To me, it's a cheap analogy because everybody talks about veganism like it's a crazy thing. Everybody talks about it and want to be different. And then last thing is I have a little tidbit of my coming out story. I basically summarize my first experience coming out and what that was in a story, obviously in a funny sense. So that is a lot of information for you. That's what I'm working on. It is 12 a.m. Well, almost 1 a.m. Yeah, almost 5 hours of sitting and writing. The craziest thing, it's not like I'm actually writing for 5 hours. A lot of it is just staring at paper for 5 hours and then hoping that something creates in my brain. And then maybe, if I'm lucky enough, it makes people hee hee ha ha. But day one done, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go to frickin' bed and I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Hi, it's day 2. It's 3:39. Plan today is to write more comedy. What? Shocker! And I have 2 open mics to go to tonight. The thing is, I am so exhausted. But I've already had 2 things of caffeine, and I feel like I need potentially to sip a Ruski another one. Is that healthy? Don't answer, because I don't want to know the reality of my situation. Cheers. First open mic at 7 p.m. Second open mic at the same place at 9 p.m. And then I'll be able to come back home. A long day ahead of us. One of the hardest things, not even one of the hardest things, but a big thing about being a creator or being someone who puts their life out online is that there's this idea of wanting to be perfect. Like, I didn't make my bed this morning. I usually do, but I didn't. My first urge was to make the bed so that it looked perfect. That's not the reality of my situation. I'm exhausted. And making this bed is probably easier than building it up in my head, but I'm keeping it real. That's what this is. Parkour! I don't know if that went the way that I wanted to. Tell me I don't look like a DJ right now. I'm just procrastinating. So I guess that we're writing, but we're working on the same material that we were yesterday. The whole goal of today is to strengthen it for tonight, practice it, and then do the damn thing. Also, if along the way I am able to develop any other jokes that are going to go into the special, I will do that. I'm also reading this book, The Serious Guide to Joke Writing, because it's serious business. I did take a comedy course at the beginning of this year, but I like to read this because it's just good basic information. Also, I like to read, so this has been helpful so far. So if you are also on your comedy seeking journey, you look at this. Right now I'm trying to work on my opening joke. Usually with comedians, the opening joke tends to be something that is recent that happened to you or something about your appearance. I mean, for me, most notably, it's like, I just do look like Ellen DeGeneres. You can't say I don't. In this opening joke, the recent thing that happened to me, besides being engaged, but I already want to talk about being engaged and being in a relationship towards the end. So what I want to talk about is potentially me shaving my head at the beginning of the year, because that was a big part of my identity. But I don't know in the way that I want to talk about it that is unique. You usually want to open strong and close strong, but I feel like how I'm opening is mid. I don't know. Right now I have something about, at the beginning of this year, wanting to find myself. Something about how original a white lady taking live, laugh, love as a self-motto rather than just wall decorations. Then that led me to shaving my head off. Shaving my head off? That's not right. Shaving my hair off. And then tying it into somehow, some way, being a leash child. So the thing that I'm struggling with, I know, day 2 and I'm already having a mental breakdown. I find myself wanting to censor myself. The thing about being in a queer community is that we check each other a lot, which is amazing, but especially when you're a social presence, you always have to stay on this fine line of like not trying to hurt other people's feelings. But I feel like as a comedian, that's so difficult to do. I'm not trying to make fun of people, but like there's some things that I want to say that might piss some people off. I don't really know what to do. I guess the whole thing is like just doing it and saying it and seeing people's reaction to it, and the only time you can do that is on a stage. But I'm sitting here here writing and thinking of things to write after each thought. I'm like, but are people gonna be fine with that? Are people gonna be offended by that? As long as it's not like punching down or rude or just being homophobic or disrespectful or anything like that, I think I have to just at one point know that I can't please everybody. But I'm a people pleaser. This is my current setup. For this week, what I'm trying to figure out is this joke about the irony of coming out. You know, like as soon as you want to retire from heterosexuality, you have to like hold a press conference. You have to let everybody know who you're having sex with. I feel like there's something in that could be hilarious, but I'm just having a hard time right now. Like right now I have something along these lines of like, you know, like straight people don't have to come out, but you know, as soon as you want to follow in Ellen DeGeneres' footsteps, you're gonna hold a press conference for who you're sleeping with. And I feel like that's potentially such a cheap joke. Something along those lines. That's what I'm working on right now, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's so frustrating because I just want it to be good. I want it to be amazing. I want it to be the funniest freaking line that anybody has ever heard, and it makes your stomach hurt. But it's hard to find things that are uniquely funny. We'll check back in. Okay, it's 5:55. First show starts at 7 o'clock, so we want to get there a little bit before, but now I'm going to try my best to rehearse everything that I've done. I'm not the type of comic that can just go up and improv on stage because I tend to fumble over my words or make stuff up that is not funny. So what I need to do is basically go over a script and practice it. The only thing is I don't feel like super confident about what I write. Like it's there, but it's not fully there. My microphone. Okay. Now that I've run around this room looking like a chicken with my head cut off, it is time to go to comedy. I feel a little bit better about what I'm working on. I mean, I definitely have an understanding of the delivery, which is usually one of the most important parts about comedy. It's less about the joke itself, and it's about your energy on stage and the pauses that you have within each joke. So I feel a little bit better about that. Oh, this is backwards. The jokes itself, I think, can still be stronger. I think, if anything, what's going to carry me tonight is the energy itself. So wish me luck. Like everything, I'm already late. It's like 50 degrees, but I decided to still bike there. I want to ride my bicycle.
Now stage, Alaire Thomas. Woo! This is one of my favorite mics. Give me a whoa. Give me a whoa. Give me something. I'm not religious. Not because I'm gay, but because I went to school. But when I was practicing Christianity, I never finished the Bible. You know, I only ever got as far as the story of Noah's Ark. And then I stopped because it turns out it's not a book about animals having a party on a yacht. Resemble Feminem. That was probably for the best. Let's see what else. Far braver than anything I could ever do. Is that more sad than funny? Yeah, okay, thank you. Live feedback, true crowd work. I want to know what I'm doing wrong. That's all I got, thank you so much. All right, guys, one more time for Alaire Thomas.
Finished my first mic. It was okay. The hardest thing about comedy is that it really depends on the room, it depends on the mood of the people, and it depends on my mood and what I do and whether I pause in one moment or I pause in another. Also, it doesn't help that I don't fully have all of my material memorized. There's a lot of work to do. Also, the thing about open mics is that usually it's just a bunch of other comics, and making other comics laugh is notably a very difficult thing to do. So we're trying. I am gonna stay in the same room for the second mic. Also, I get stage fright like crazy. It gives me so much anxiety and it makes me want to shake, and I don't know how to shake it. I just kind of fucking weeball and hope that it goes away, I guess. I've been at this mic since 7. It is now almost 9, and this next one ends at 11. So let's see how this one goes, and hopefully it's a little bit better than last time.
Alaire Thomas. Hello. I'll get to my set eventually, don't worry about it, guys. How would you know? Probably for the best. Better life. Where are we? Kind of died down, didn't it? Really just tanked. That's okay. It's far braver than anything I could ever do. Smelling glue. God, I always lose my train of thought. That's it. Thank you. All right.
Two mics done. It's 9:46. The room was better, but I think my memory was better for the first mic. I don't know why, that as soon as I go on stage, I feel like I just forget everything, but that is okay. Day 2 done. Feeling as good as I can be. Just excited to get better. See you tomorrow. It's day freaking 3. Come here. I'm not wearing the same shirt that I was yesterday. I just happen to have multiple pairs of the same one. Asian pair. A snack. I know, we're switching it up. It's not just comedy, is it? We are going to further right, and I have one open mic tonight at 7. I thought about going to another one, but I've had a pretty heavy week with obviously trying to juggle social media and also trying a completely new creative job. At the same time, on top of that, is proving to be quite a challenge, which I am not surprised by. So I was gonna originally try to do 2 tonight, but I think I'm only gonna do 1. The goal is to practice what I practiced yesterday, hopefully do it better and hopefully have it more memorized. Tweak a couple of words in hopes that that would potentially make it funnier or easier to understand. So yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna watch my clips from yesterday. My least favorite part because I feel like I get secondhand embarrassment from watching myself, especially when I don't do well. Oh, I just need to chill out. When I do this, I usually like to make notes where people laughed. That way I have a better understanding of how I can then strengthen it in that area or maybe add on to it so it gets maybe not just a bigger laugh, but more of a laugh is kind of the goal. Or if people are just not laughing where I might expect them to laugh, what can I change or do or say differently that would get them to laugh? Going to an open mic. Going to try to change one word in a joke that I have from I'm not religious, not because I'm gay, but because and it used to be went to school, and now I'm going to try to say because I'm educated. I know that's not true. I want to preface, I'm a comedian. I used to be Christian, heavy in the Bible Belt, so for me it's more of a cathartic haha hee hee. So 1 to go tonight. Let's do this.
Hi guys, how we doing?
Turn out, give it for Larry Thomas.
I'm so sorry, I got here late and took your spot. That's my bad. I go to therapy. I actually also go to couples therapy. And if you're selfish enough, it's like individual therapy. Except your other half pays for it. A run club. And I tell you, I'm not bisexual. To a better life. I'm not religious. Not because I'm gay, but because I'm educated. Where was I going with that? Is far braver than anything I could ever do. And a man who has a haircut like Dora the Explorer. That's all I got. Thank you so much.
Honestly, that was the best room, even though there was like 4 people in there. It was oddly the best feedback that I've gotten on these jokes this entire week, which is always reassuring knowing that something is there. Good day. We're back. We took a day off. It is now Sunday, and we're gonna go to a frackin' open mic. Okay, I've never been to an open mic on a Sunday, but you know what? They got it wrong in the Bible. On the first day it was let there be light, and then on the second day it was let people hee hee ha ha. So I have a joke right now. It's less of a joke, it's more of a story. The first part of my coming out story, and I referenced watching Harry Potter. I only mentioned Harry Potter because I know J.K. Rowling is our biggest ally, and she wants to be known for loving the girls, gays, and days. But it's also because it's just my truth. It was actually the first time I ever sensed that I wasn't fully a straight being. And so I've been saying this story, and in my head it's one of those things that it was funny, but it wasn't getting as much of a laugh as I expected it. But I think I revealed the punchline too quickly. And so right now we're gonna keep the story, basically the bones of the story, and reworking it. This is why comedy can be so difficult, is because sometimes it's literally like how you pause, like if you pause before a word or after that word can be the difference between a laugh or no laugh. Different words. There was one joke that I had where there was a difference between the words terrible versus horrible. When I used terrible, I did not get a laugh, but when I used horrible, I got a laugh. And also just order of things. And so today we are going to switch up the order. I think the mic that we're going to only allows us 3 minutes, which is really tough, especially since I'm trying to work on 35-minute set, and I've been working with 5 minutes at least, so still a 7th of what I would be doing on show, which is also hard because then it's like you just have to hope that once you string all of them together they would make sense. I'm hoping to get more stage time down the road as we continue this, but I am trying my best. The goal today, I had a couple jokes that you saw previously at the last mic that did well, but it was a tiny room. I'm hoping today it's a little bit bigger of a room so I can have bigger laughs, and so that way I can post it onto socials, and hopefully people enjoy it, because I want to let people know that this is something that I'm doing not just on here but also on Instagram and TikTok. So when I do have the show and I promote the show, people aren't like, oh, I didn't know that you were never doing that ever. 3:15, the show's at 4. It's right around the corner from me, which is very useful. We're gonna write a little bit, make sure we practice it for a second if we can, and then we are going to do the damn thing. Look at this crazy outfit that I'm wearing. Sometimes my fiance likes to tell me that the outfits I put on are interesting, and sometimes I disagree. This is a moment where I would agree. Doesn't mean I'm going to change it. Absolutely not. I'm going to practice what I'm saying as I'm on my way to this open mic. So if I look a little crazy, and because I'm talking to myself, which is something I usually do normally, if you don't talk to yourself in your car, that's weird. Is Build by the Hour good? I've never tried this open mic, so let's see how it goes.
Clap it up for Elaine! Yeah! Now I started the frickin' camera. Yeah. So my fiance and I, we go to couples therapy, which is like regular therapy if you're selfish enough. The best thing about couples therapy is when you go on a date that you're actually having a disagreement, okay? Because then your therapist is there to remind you both, or your therapist is there to make you both feel seen, heard, and billed by the hour. I'm not religious, not because I'm gay, but because I'm educated. When I was practicing Christianity, I could never really read the Bible. You know, anytime I tried, I only ever got as far as the story of Noah's Ark. And then I stopped because it turns out the book is not about a bunch of animals on a yacht taking over the world. How are you guys doing? You doing good? Yes. How's our Sunday? Woo. I'm really glad I turned the camera on for this. Yeah. Okay, so that one also did really, really well of Neil Patrick Harris. He is far braver than what I do. That's all I got. Nothing was working there.
That mic it was okay. I don't think my energy was amazing, but I got some good laughs. Definitely need to work on some things, but we did it. We got up there, we did the thing on Sunday, and I think that's all that matters. The whole point of this is just getting feedback, understanding what is funny, what's not funny, what's funny but maybe not 100% there, but clearly something is there and you can continue to work on it, and I think that's exactly what we did. So I'm happy that we did it. So this has been week 1 of the road to 30 minutes. Thank you for following along. If you would like to see something different, or if you would like to see more, or if there's anything else you want to see in this journey, leave me a comment down below, because it's super helpful to know what you guys want to see and what you guys like. Anyway, thank you.